Hello and welcome to a special episode of the Ear Coffee Podcast. My name is Wes. Today I'm talking with Jessa, who writes and performs as Gambler's daughter. And there's a very special fundraiser live stream event coming up this weekend, so I wanted to get a chance to chat about it. So you put out the Gambler's Daughter album, Rotten to Skin, in early February. I guess talk a little bit about that was pre anything, pre-quarantine, pre a lot of the stuff we're doing and experiencing now. But talk a little bit about
pre before the world blew up.
Yeah, just talk a little bit about the experience of kind of releasing the record and those like performing. Did you get a chance to perform, like do like an album release show and everything?
Yeah, I did. My album release show was at the Hook and Ladder on February 8th. So I was really thankful to be able to have that celebration and then have the digital release and have all of that before. So that's the last time I played, was my album release show. And then I had a little break after that, and then I had stuff, starting up again, booked in March. And when I first found the tumors, I thought I had appendicitis. So I went into the hospital, and I had to cancel a gig at the 331 with Mother Banjo because I had just discovered the tumors. Didn't know if they're cancerous, but I had just discovered the tumors and just didn't have the emotional space to hop on at that gig. And then it was kind of one thing after another, and then COVID happened. So
yeah, it's been a lot, especially for with all those things just kind of combining for you. Talk a little bit about how if you've been able to adjust, because it's acceptable to have to, obviously everyone's had to alter how they have been living now, but you've also had your diagnosis, and then I believe you have 3 children as well.
Yeah, I have 3 daughters. Yep.
Yeah.
So it's
I guess talk about a little bit. You've been accommodating and how they've been accommodating, just especially since you haven't. I mean, music hasn't happened, but life has gone on.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's been an adjustment to everyone. I mean, my diagnosis I got on the 12th of March, so that was when all of the colleges announced that they were shutting down. And so it was, I had actually got my cancer diagnosis right when COVID started to really shut everything down, and then they were talking, in the schools were saying that they were going to do distance learning and prep for that, and so it's been a huge adjustment for everybody. I'm thankful that my kids are here with me, and that I get to be with them, and that a lot of times when people are immune compromised anyway with cancer, they kind of isolate because they don't want to get something else on top of their diagnosis. So I've been fortunate that the whole world is doing that. In some ways, I mean, there's really sad things, like we were supposed to go on spring break together, and that had to be canceled, and which was really sad, but it was good that it was so easy to cancel because everything was canceling at that time. And I mean, I was so thankful to have my release when I did, because then there's just been so many changes, and COVID has been it's obviously affected us because we're home and we're learning from home, and how people can support me is very different because I don't have people over. People drop things off, at the door and say hello from a distance, but I can't. It's hard not being able to have people with me as much, so that's a bit isolating.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's been so much to adjust to, but I can't think of. That's kind of a secondary thing, because right now my whole brain is focused on how do I make my body as healthy as it can be to fight this? How do I boost my immune system as much as I can to, cooperate with immunotherapy treatments. How do I, eat in new ways and be in new ways and also just think in new ways, trying not to like give into fear. And so it's a lot. You know how they say that it takes like 3 months to develop a new habit or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And in like a month's time, I've had to, well, all of us in so many ways have had to change all of our patterns and all of our ways of being in such a short amount of time. And it's jarring. It's jarring to everybody. So, we're all going through a little bit of grief and adjustment with that.
Mm-hmm. In addition to the ways that we're all adjusting with quarantine and social distancing, and then the ways that you've needed to adjust to, I guess, like you said, make your body as healthy as possible so you can fight this cancer. How have you adjusted to, I guess, make sure your mental health is as strong as possible? Has music played a role in that, especially in lieu of every show being canceled, not being able to see people play music live? But I know a lot of people have been able to kind of create music in their own space, or just listen to music and enjoy that. Has whether that music has been, I guess, a balm for you or not. But talk a little bit about what you've been able to do and to keep yourself sane, and I guess try to stay as positive as possible when everything seems to be going negatively.
Yeah, I mean, I have been less in a creating mode because I've been in such a researching mode, because cancer doesn't have one path to treatment. And every cancer is a little bit different. So it's an overwhelming world of trying to educate myself and be my own advocate. And so that has taken up so much of my space. When it comes to music, I haven't been writing at all. I constantly have music playing, in my home. I've always done that, and just really been, receiving comfort that way. And, for me, my mental health, just prayer and meditation, getting out for walks, because there's trails near my house. So that's a daily thing for me. And really, and a lot of times it's catching those fearful thoughts and acknowledging that fear is normal and okay, but not living there. So like replacing it, renewing my mind with a different thought or encouragement. Or for me, it's music and scripture and just meditating on things that are life-giving. So that's, and because healing is it's a physical journey and it's a spiritual journey, and where I let my mind stay and be, it comes to the question of, how do I want to live my life? And, we can all ask that every day, but when you feel like something's trying to take your life, it's like, is this what I want to spend my day on? Because this is my day, and I'm not promised tomorrow, but what do I want to fill my brain with, and what do I want to do today? And obviously I can't really do this bucket list of these are the things I want to do and travel, which has really been hard for me who loves to travel. But it's being content with being here, being in the woods, being with my kids, and just, creating a little bit. But I've been absorbing a lot more music than I have been writing.
Yeah. What are some of the
I think there's just
favorites?
There's been so much that I haven't even had time to sit down and process really yet.
Yeah, that's, I think, understandable, even if it feels like there's external pressures, especially on like social media, for artists to spend all their waking hours creating now that they suddenly have all this free time, and there's no shame in not feeling up to it or not being able to for a myriad of reasons. But what are some of the artists you've been turning to, I guess, more frequently, if there's any, I guess, favorites, whether local or just classics that you've loved for a long time?
I don't I really can't pick favorites ever. So I have like playlists that I build a lot, and just like old favorites that I love. So I mean, honestly, I can't even pull together. I build playlists, and they have a little bit of everybody on there. You know,
Yeah.
gosh, I mean, you know, it really is. I mean, I have playlists that'll have like people like Dessa or Annie Mac or Sarah Morris, to like, well, Sarah Groves is a local artist.
Yeah, she's great.
To like, yeah, to like, it depends. I'm very much what do I need now? So it's like, here's a playlist of comfort. Here's a playlist to like get me going and to like instill joy. Here's a playlist for, right now it's very much a response to my emotional need at the time. So I kind of have playlists for encouragement, ones that kind of pump me up and be like, you can do this, you're going to fight. You know, it's like, I'm pretty sure I have like, you know, Sarah Bareilles on there with Fight Song, you know. I have a little bit of everything,
Yeah.
you know, from punk to rap to folk, to,
all over the place.
You know, there's Simon and Garfunkel's on there. You know, Songs for the Asking is on one of my playlists. So really, I am the most, and I shouldn't say the most because I think a lot of musicians are really random, but I have a little bit of everything on there, and it's more building a playlist to kind of what I need right now. What I need sung over me is more what it's about.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Continuing on to talk about Going Live with Love, which is the live stream event that'll be happening on Saturday, the 9th of May. How did you get connected with the people that put the event together, and even like the musicians? Was that kind of out of your hands and it was just like a blessing and a gift that was given to you, or was it something that
it was totally out of my hands and totally something that was arranged and put together without me knowing.
Oh, wow.
So it was my friend Priscilla Conway and my friend Annie Mac, who's also a musician. Priscilla's just a really close friend and who loves music and is like my best buddy for going out concert going. And Annie Mac, who's a blues artist, and then Andriana Allaire, they kind of spearheaded it, the three of them, and then pulled in. There was some talk about some other like Mother's Day event that was going to happen before COVID, and so Andriana had kind of gathered some people interested in that, and I was one of the people interested in that. So she kind of had a list of people from something else, and then when Priscilla and Annie started talking, they joined forces with Andriana, and then other people stepped up to help out, and they just asked people, and people said yes, and all the musicians, most of the musicians I know and have a relationship with. There are a few people who I don't know, but I know them and their music and really respect them, and I'm really thankful and honored that they're pitching in. So yeah, it was a surprise. About halfway through the planning process, they let me know, and then asked if I would be interested in playing, which I'm planning on it. We'll see how I'm feeling that day. I might just say hi.
Yeah. So. Because there's 26 musicians. That's even for a live stream. That's I think like outside of big festivals, that's like the most artists I've seen come together for something, which is really heartening, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm just excited to hear. I'm excited to hear everyone, and I'm thankful and just really grateful and honored that people are pitching in their time, and it was a total gift.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For those who are listening and don't know, these 26 artists will be doing 15-minute sets on a Facebook live stream all day Saturday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. And definitely check it out if you're able to. Since it's also I guess the primary purpose is fundraising to help support you and your family.
Yeah.
What ways are people able to support you during the event and kind of this coming weekend when the event's going on, and at other times, whether it's, I guess, just buying your music or other direct methods of just helping you out?
Yeah, well, I mean, the event they'll have opportunities to basically, go to my GoFundMe or Venmo, whatever people want to choose, and basically tip the artist, but then the money goes to either my GoFundMe or Venmo account. And that is all going to pay medical bills 100%. So that is what will be, the information will be on the Facebook page. So we're going to the Facebook page in the event and sharing it, or creating watch parties. I think some people might be streaming it on Instagram too. I will if I can figure out how to do both at the same time. I haven't streamed live at all.
Yeah, it's
everything
weird to see everyone trying to figure it out. It's confusing.
We'll see. It might be just a total debacle, but I don't really care at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the biggest ways to support is obviously to donate, to share, to let people know about the event, because there's really a little something for everyone as far as music-wise, and it's 15-minute sets, so, you can pick and choose who you want to listen to, or you can just kind of have it on as your live Spotify all day, It's,
yeah.
It's going to be, really is a beautiful lineup of musicians, and I'm excited myself to listen to everyone.
Yeah.
And then I have a Caring Bridge website too. So, even after this, there's ways that we need support and help. And so I list those things on the Caring Bridge, not just financial stuff. I have people dropping off groceries to me, or, helping in different ways. And I post things every once in a while because I need help, and it's hard sometimes to ask for help, but now's the time. Now's the time to get over that. And I've been so thankful to receive the help that I have. Like, I've got food in the fridge, and, my neighbor's going to mow my lawn for me, and people came out and raked, family came out and raked, stuff like that. So it's,
a lot of little things that just add up.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of covers the questions I had for you. All of this information for the live stream will be available on the article that this episode will be going up. So if you're just hearing it, then go find the article, go find the Gambler's Daughter Facebook page, all these social media posts to find links to the donations, the Venmo, GoFundMe, everything like that, and where you'll be able to...
People can always buy the album too, because I do have the new album. That's funny because I always forget to say that.
Yeah, it's available through Bandcamp for purchase.
Does have my gamblersdaughter.com website will redirect to Bandcamp for a download, but there's also CDs you can order and T-shirts. So if people want to do that, they can do that too, because obviously that money goes to me.
Yeah, definitely get some physical media. It's still relevant, and of course, like you said, the money goes all to you. But you'll be able to find all those links online. And as mentioned, the live stream will be going from 11 a.m. to about 6 p.m. on Facebook. So check that out if you have any chance. Thank you so much for talking, Jessa.
Thanks for calling.
I hope you're able to do a little bit better, and then just it's an uphill increase in how well you're doing.
It ebbs and flows, but I'm every day it's kind of like, what do I get to be thankful for about today? And there's always something. There's never, even on the hard days, there's always something to be thankful for, and that's why I want to, not to discount the bad, but it's to really keep moving towards the good. So
yeah, exactly.
Thanks for chatting.
The Ear Coffee Podcast is a companion to the blog of the same name. If you like this episode, please leave us a rate and review so we can stand out among the other music podcasts. You can follow us at Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram @EarCoffee. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.